Yes, I did.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning. I am well. I'm going to learn you something this morning. Yeah. Wave and NA do not mean the same thing. Elevator? Yeah. So that would be NA. Yeah. Definitely not. Yes. A lot of people do that as well. But I agree with you. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Yeah. Gabriel, you're on the wrong.
Yes, sir.
Did you catch all that?
No.
Wave and NA do not mean the same thing. Wave means they're waiving the requirement, NA means there is no requirement. So people do that on the elevator tab in the purchase agreement all the time. So it's the NA. NA. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Not everybody's forced to the ones that they think are best, which are now sport action, and it's just not sport action.
So, buddy, how's it going? Busy. It's not a bad thing. Huh? So it's not a bad thing. No, but the thing is, it's funny. So, when was it? Last class, so about 2 weeks ago, less than that? Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah. I got home and we bathe our dogs every day. I noticed a lump. So on the Sunday, 2 weeks ago, I took it to the vet, did a punctation, and on Tuesday they gave me a result that it was a tumor. Yeah, cancer. Yeah. Just the thing is, when they do those punctuation, they can tell you if it has cancerous cells or not, but it doesn't tell you if it's benign or not. Because everything is cancer. It's good or bad cancer, pretty much. And normally when it's like fat or something like that, it says that there's no cancer-regional cells. So that's that. Wednesday last week, we were supposed to take our other dog to the specialist because he has arthritis, so we do a yearly checkup and stuff. No biggie. That dog's fine. Just keep up with a routine of exercise, etc. No big. So I had the specialist, who's a great surgeon. I showed him the results from my primary vet, I said, I can take this off, we'll do the biopsy, etc. Pretty much what the other vet recommended. So that Sunday we got him operated. Saturday we got, he went on surgery on Saturday, and we got it back on Sunday. And at the beginning was so cool because it was all fresh. And now as he's healing, he wants to get a little more challenging and he starts to swell because the days went by.
Yeah.
The normal process. So I'm sleeping with the dog in a confined room. We took off the bed. We're sleeping on the floor on the mattress. My wife sleeps on the room. But I wake up. My wife is a light sleeper. And when I sleep, I sleep. But the dogs don't have to wake me up to get a potty and do the usual. But my wife is freaking out for everything.
Oh yeah.
Between this and the grooming business and the dogs, and then my wife has her own agenda on it, and my wife does the accounting. It's just like it's getting a little too much. That's what busy.
Yeah. No.
But at the end, it's turning out. Thank God. I mean, the dog is docile.
Yeah.
Nice when we gotta get a little more straight because he's feeling it better. But he's not 100%, but he feels better anyway.
Yeah. So my girlfriend's like, she's super like attached to her dog, so it's like I know what you mean, where like she's very emotional about it, and it's all the time.
See, I love my dogs. Don't get me wrong, and I don't mind sleeping.
Oh no,
No, and I don't mind sleeping with him on the mattress floor because I know it's for the best of everybody. But bro, if the dog has to be locked up for 5 hours in a day, let it be. It's for his own good.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, I can see that you never actually broke. What was it? I took my radius off place, and I had to put it back in place. And for a month and a half, I had to be like this, and then another month and a half of rehab. Because once you get casted for a long period of time, you lose muscle. It's a process to get it back to normal.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, week 1, I felt like great. I wanted to go play rugby again and stuff. And the doctor went like, "Oh, your horse, you still got a long way to go because you're still weak."
Mm-hmm.
You feel better, but the body, the muscle's still weak. Everything's still weak. Like when they put it back together, the joints, they're not as attached strongly.
Yeah.
So I get what the dog is. But I know as a human, pretty much your parents tell you it's that or the belt, you choose. Do one thing, but the dog doesn't see it that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Well, at least you got the operation done.
No, but the thing is, since it's easy, because at the end of the day, removing a tumor when it's only on the muscle, it's just pretty much like harming him. Like you're taking a chunk off, 10 days, 2 weeks, and the dog is fine. He's back to normal. Unlike my other dog that actually had knee and elbow surgery, that did take like 2 months of rehab.
Yeah.
This is there's no rehab. All they're waiting for, it's for the stitches and stuff to heal, and that's that. Yeah, it's gonna swell and stuff, but it's gonna unswell anyway. They're not concerned about it. It's easy. We just gotta put up for 2 weeks, which we only have anywhere from 6 to 10 days left, depending on how fast he heals. Right?
Yeah.
He's 6 years old, so chances are he's not gonna. They say between 10 and 14 days. Chances are he's not gonna be the 10 days. He's 6 years old, healing kind of. So it was that kind of easy. But no, it was also yesterday I finished with my post-licensing classes. We do it through Zoom.
Oh, okay.
I stay in the room that we're sleeping in. He stay in the back and just chill all the time.
For the post-licensing class, is there like a test or anything, or is it just you just sit there and listen the whole time?
Pretty much you just listen. I also have the property management permit, and part of the property management renewal, I do have to take a test, but for what regards real estate, no.
Oh.
Unless one of the 3 tests that I did was because of real estate. But like I say, I'm doing it through Key Realty, the school.
Yeah.
But since you get them for free here, I don't know the system that they have. Well, chances are it's the same. But.
Is it hard to like renew your license, like put all the information in it, or is it pretty simple?
It's easy. You just, I mean, it's long, it's annoying, but it's. I did have to take some tests but I think that because of the property management permit.
Oh no, I meant just putting the information in.
I don't know. They just gave it up.
No, the actual, it's easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
On the system?
The long part is doing all the Cs.
Oh, okay, perfect.
No, you gotta take all the certificates to the division, but the thing is, they won't take it a day before, 45 days before your license expires.
Yeah.
So I already got them.
Oh, I
Mine
thought,
expires in May, but yesterday I was telling him I finished with everything. I have all my certificates done. And when I called the division, first of all, they recommended personally waste the time and do it personally, because if something goes wrong either with the system
I agree.
or the mailman, they're not responsible and you lose it no matter what.
Yep.
And there's a disclosure about it. And he told me, but do not bring him now because we won't accept it until 45 days before expiry.
that's good enough.
No, the thing is, I wanted to get him done because have you been to LDR yet? Okay, so when you sign up for LDR, they're gonna want to make you're gonna have to do an orientation. And out of all the people that I met, one of the guys told me that he's a broker. So he came, I passed, so they did all the paperwork for him to present to the division, shake hands, congratulations. How about you take an extra week and just get it off right now? So while you have it super fresh, while I get your program started, I don't know the agreement that they had or what brokerage it was or anything, but the broker told them, instead of starting this week, start a week later and already get this week everything done.
You're talking about for the post license.
Yeah. So pretty much he
So
hasn't.
for your first year,
Yeah.
you need 30 hours of
Right.
post license.
He didn't do his first thing in the office, but he already set it all up. He got it off right off the bat, and I figured I might as well just do it. I still got another 7 months to go.
1 minute.
Yeah, let's talk. Oh, can't get the box to myself at the same time. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's that?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I made my schedule work to be here because you said that it's one.
Cool. Thank you.
You say it's one of the most important ones of the REVUP.
Absolutely, especially today.
No,
No, isn't it database on this one like the top two?
that
I mean,
means, yeah.
Database on this one are like the main
Navigation
ones.
is your business.
I already submitted my business cards. I already met with Tim from Rock Title to get a farming plan.
Good.
It's going.
Good.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
You need it?
Absolutely.
Waters?
Pardon? Water? That'd be great. You on?
I'm taking it easy with the farming because even though I have
Oh,
Hi,
thank you. I'm sorry.
boss.
I have a
I haven't
marketing.
seen you forever. I
No,
thought
kidding.
I was say hi.
Oh,
I'm good. Yeah, I know. I haven't been so active, so I'm back on the, I dragged my feet out of bed today to see Mark.
Oh,
So I can
good.
get back to you now.
Get back into it. I love it.
Yeah, so it's been, it's,
Yeah, well, it's been that way for everybody's kind of doing the same. It's really
yeah,
weird. Yeah, the feeling's just weird right now. Thank you, Mark.
yeah.
Appreciate that.
You're all set.
Thank you, sir.
Well, have a good one.
Okay, thank you. Great seeing you.
Good to see you too, Jeff.
Thank you, Mark. Okay. If you need to land on. Before we do this, what do you got? Hold on a second, guys. What do we have on? One or two?
No, I think you only have one tradition. If you put all the other squares, you may see who's on it.
I think it's just one.
No, just go to the multiple square ones.
Right there?
Yeah. Let me show you if he has any more.
Yeah, just the one.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one.
Well, what do you do, you guys? You can't force people to get in here and get going. It's a crazy business right now. One thing that you can rest assured, and this is a mathematical certainty, you guys. More deals are done by fewer agents from October to December every year. Real estate agents get prepared 3 months ahead of a holiday. Your fellow realtors have already checked out for Christmas. They're already done. They started back in October. They're done. It's fact, you guys. This is a reality. Good morning.
So they take December off?
They take October, November, December off to get prepared for December.
Like, how do they get prepared? Like with,
Don't do shit. Lay around, scratch your stomach. Not make any money.
why would you do that?
This is real estate. That's what we do. We're not here to make money. We're here to hang around and have fun.
I'm getting anxiety just by hearing the fact not doing anything.
You shouldn't get anxiety. You should say, yeah. Because 16,000 realtors, only 9,000.
I already worked out a farming plan, a world
Good.
market plan,
You should.
and I'm
Come
actually
on.
throwing the baddest grilling in the city in February to welcome spring and hopefully get business out of it.
That's great. It's real unexpectedly good. So. Oh my God, I hate this. This is driving me freaking crazy. Just freaking work. I want to open my email. It says pause. I didn't pause it. Now I can't get out of
You
it.
control delete and
Shut that out.
cancel the task.
Cancel. Cancel. I love it when this shit happens. Okay. That's okay. All right, there's a few people there. All right, everybody on TV land, can you guys hear me? Hi?
Yes.
You say hi, everybody hears me? Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
give me just a second, okay? There's a method to my madness. I'm trying to open up my email, so hang tight. Now, I don't want that. All I want to do is open it. That's all I want to do is open my freaking email. It's pause. Why is it pause? That's feature. Got it. Now open it. Pause it, guys. Somebody know how to pause it?
I was at a Sky Canyon thing yesterday. Right, did you go to the Sky Canyon, open house?
Yeah, great.
It went good.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, turned out really good.
I wanted to go, but, I had the orientation yesterday.
Okay, yeah, that's important. No, it went really good. It everybody had a lot of fun, see new homes. And they hit these little keys as the 6 new homes. And whoever collected the most won a basket with, like 4 or 5 bottles of wine. They had Chick-fil-A food. It was really good.
Oh, wow.
Some beautiful properties, great guys. 56% of all the homes last month in October were all new homes that sold. That's one of the highest percentages we've ever had. Normally it's about 10 to 12% every month sell our new homes.
It's so you said Sky Canyon has 6 model homes?
Yes.
Open house?
Yep, and they have standing inventory as well. They're buying down the interest rate. They're giving you closing costs. Guys, your clients, not clients, your agents should be buying them up. Your buyers. What is your email? Come on, Jeff. Okay, let's go here. Let's well, today's next. There. Right there. Up here. Can you guys see this on my screen? There you go. All right. Can you guys see that current housing inventory on TV? Mark?
I can see.
Now, you guys seen, I didn't do anything, right? I'm just being a sweet guy like I am, and I did it all on its own. Did you guys see that now on the screen, current housing inventory? Mark? Somebody,
I can see. This is Oya. Good morning.
okay, good morning, thank you for answering. Okay, all right, so there's a method to my madness. And some of you guys were in my class a couple weeks ago before, what holiday? did you- What holiday? did You guys were in my class.
Veterans.
Veterans Day, that's right. So you guys on TV land could see this. So why is this important?
Is this the number?
It makes you the expert in what your real estate. Because right now, you guys are all brand new agents. And if you said to me, and I said to you, how long have you been a realtor? About 15 minutes. Great, so you probably don't have an idea of hell what's going on, right? Well, no, as a matter of fact, I do. Are you a buyer, seller, you an investor? Because right now we have 5,600 homes on the market. That's why it's important. All right. 5,600 homes on the market right now. Of that 5,600, 4,200 are single family homes. 1,200 are townhomes, condominiums, 108 are manufactured housing. Homes from 100,000 to 400,000. You guys, these are actual numbers from the MLS. Every week. Look at this number here. Closed in the last 7 days. Let me roll that screen a little bit. Closed in the last 7 days is how many? 342. Right here. 342. That was 400 last 7 days. Before that, it was 487. 7 days before that.
So they're snatching them.
See the pattern? Okay. Look at this number right here. Let me roll it up a little bit so you guys can see it. You guys in TV land. By the way, you guys in TV land, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. All right. Year-to-date solds, 26,000. Look at this last year, 32,000 at the same time. That's $10,000. That's $10,000. 10,000 off or 19%. That was 20.1% last week. And before that, it was about 21.9%. January, it was 59%. So we are selling homes. So please make sure you guys understand, you don't get caught up in this hyperbole of we're in a buyer's market, because we're not in a buyer's market. Available months worth of inventory right here, 2.84 months worth of inventory. What does that mean? What does that 2.84 months worth of inventory mean to me? And why is it important to anybody?
Lets us know how much inventory is left before we would run out if we were going on the current pace.
If there were no new homes came on the market today, we'd be out of homes to sell in just under 3 months. 2 years ago, it was about 2 weeks. A year ago, it was probably about 4 weeks. Okay, so you can see where we're at. So how do I know if I'm in a buyer's market or seller's market?
It goes by months, so
Okay.
the first 6 months is sellers, 7th month is neutral, then above that is buyer's market.
You're close. 0 to 5 months worth of inventory is a buyer and seller's market. So we're still in a seller's market, even though a lot of agents don't know it. 0 to 5 months is a seller's market. 0 to 6 months is neutral, neither good nor bad. I always say that, or neither seller nor buyer. And 0 to 7 months and beyond is a buyer's market. So we are not in a buyer's market. I will say, in January we came close. February we came close, but we did not cross the threshold. We are still in a strong seller's market. So we just need to make sure when we're talking to people, we know what the heck is going on in our business. Homes which are on in the last 7 days, 133 homes. Why does a home come off the market? You've had your home on the market for 6 months, you take it off. Why?
Because I didn't get the numbers that I wanted. I changed my mind. I realized that by selling, I could not rebuy something I mean, I was gonna get myself deeper in a hole.
I wanted 50,000 more than it's worth.
Well, that's unrealistic.
That's sellers,
It's overpriced, basically.
100%. So it's funny, I have an agent that lives in Hawaii. She called me the other day and said she's gonna take a listing, blah, blah, blah. She says the house appraised for $433,000. Seller said, I won't take a dime under 450. She said, should I list the home? Why? Is somebody gonna, in that price range at $400,000, right now, there are 2,600 homes in that price range. What makes this guy think he's gonna get $20,000 more than the house is worth? Because he lives in it? Because in 1971, he put 12 square feet of tile in the entryway? Right? You know, I hear this all the time. Well, Jeff, I put hardwood floors in it in 1975. Oh my God, that's amazing. So let me ask you, did you put it in for you and your family to enjoy or for the new buyer?
Yeah, I mean, I think a clear more example is pools, more than hardwood floor and stuff.
Yeah.
They spend $60,000 on a pool and then they get $10,000 up and they get pissed off because they lost 50.
That's right. But you guys, that line I just told you is your line. So let me ask you, when you put the pool in, did you do it for your family to enjoy or the new buyer? Well, no, we put it because our kids enjoyed it. There you go. You know why? Because the new buyer can't stand it and they're jackhammering down as soon as they buy the property.
That's something I notice about sellers. Sometimes they upgrade on the wrong stuff.
Yeah, they're high on drugs.
Well, no, they think they upgrade on a pool, which reality creates more liability.
Yeah.
It's something else to go wrong
That's right.
versus investing, I don't know, in new insulation, like put a solid insulation that is gonna bring your power bill down,
Yeah.
stays on the house.
I don't know about solar. So let me ask you
No,
guys.
but what I'm saying
You
is,
guys, any of you guys have a pool?
oh, hell no.
Okay.
Not even a true story.
They're beautiful, right? You step out in your backyard like, man, that looks nice.
I
And then the
want
pump
one.
goes out. Right? And then the heater goes out, and then the wind blows and it's full of dirt. I have a pool. Love it, it's beautiful. And we got a pool guy. And I walked out on Monday, I'm like, son of a bitch, the wind's been blowing, it's filthy.
Or the dog.
Guy came on Tuesday, hold on, guy came in on Tuesday, it's spotless. Now it's gonna get windy again, right? The heater went out. So, yeah, some love them, some are a liability, right? Because I hear this all the time. Well, Jeff, back in 81, I put all flooring in here and I put, the best you could give, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's great. The new guy that's gonna buy your house can't stand it, he's tearing it out as soon as he moves in. So where's the value at to him now? There is none. Okay, so the thing we have to make sure ourselves understand is this home is no longer a home, it's a commodity. And it's only worth what somebody else is willing to pay for it. And right now, Mr. Seller, you're the only one that wants to pay $450 for it. What do you want to do? Well, I'm not moving until I get $450. Great. I pick my stuff up and I walk out of the house. And I don't take a listing. Price reductions right there. 100,000 to 400,000, almost 200 homes, we have price reductions on. 400,000, 800,000, 260 price reductions. Okay? They're not selling. You want to see an overpriced listing? It's probably generally a real estate agents. Realtors don't even know how to price a house. Right? Now, guys, I'm not saying, because I've taken listings 10,000 over. But I let my sellers know, Mr. Seller, within 2 weeks, we're gonna know if we're correct or not. And within 2 weeks, if we don't get anybody in the door, or we don't get any offers, we're gonna reduce the price, right? That's exactly what I do, so they know that. Because you guys, the thing that's so funny about what agents do, we don't make the market, we interpret it. And right now, the numbers right here are interpreted. So we gotta know these numbers. So you guys are all brand new agents. Same thing you guys on TV land, you're all brand new. That's great. But as long as you know what the hell's going on in our business, right? Our doctor's, a brand new doctor is brand new, right? He went to, what do they gotta do? They gotta go to the emergency ward forever, right? 7, 12 years, whatever the hell it is. Right, to learn, you guys gotta learn the exact same thing. The difference is you guys can make $1 million faster than an attorney or a doctor can make $1 million. Because you can do it in 2 or 3 years. You just gotta work. And right now, you guys are in real estate at a pivotal time. Business isn't just coming to you. You just don't sit there and the phone rings and you answer and say, yeah, I want to do $1 million deal, sign me up, send me the check and home, I'm done. It doesn't work that way. Right? We gotta work it. So you're gonna be in a better position now because you're gonna learn how to do real estate, how to talk to people. That's the biggest thing we gotta do today. Freaking talk to people, okay? So the numbers are important. Back on new to the market, 667 homes are new to the market. Sellers are still selling. Back on the market. So 133 came off, 136 came on. When they list a home, when a seller lists a home with a new agent, 99.9% of the time, they lower the price. Okay? Always they lower the price. Why couldn't the agent get it? Skills. Right? When you're working with a seller, you gotta find their motivation. If they don't have motivation, well, listen, I just want to see if you can give me 50,000 more this work. That's not motivation. Motivation is I gotta move to Ohio to see my grandkids. I gotta move to Ohio for a job. That's motivation. And then you gotta keep reminding them of their motivation. That's the number one thing we don't do. We have to know their motivation.
Or I've seen some agents overdoing them. The motivational aspect of it. As I'm learning more and more, I just kind of really believe that karma doesn't bite me in the rear end all of this. Because we had a bad experience with the last time that we wanted to sell our house to buy a new one.
Right.
So first of all, she kept saying the house of your dream, the house of your dream, and she didn't even know how the house of her dreams looked like. That's number one. And I closed because I was present at the inspection, and I have enough experience to think that was going to be a $250,000 fixer-upper that I didn't want to sign up for, and then I'm walking out of it, and a lot was pre-existing, so homeowners insurance was not going to cover anything.
You know what's funny about real estate agents?
No, they said everything.
Yeah, a lot of the real estate agents got into real estate because they sold or bought a home with an agent, and they said that guy or that gal screwed it up. I can do a better job, and that's seriously why a lot of agents get in and say, if this dingbat can do it, I can certainly blow it up. Right, and then they get in the business and then they don't do anything because you're not talking to somebody. You gotta let everybody know. So that's the number one thing. We gotta know what's going on in the business, you guys. But that's why a hard press set. When you're at the football game, you're at the basketball game, and somebody asks you about real estate, you need to be able to say to them, here's what's going on in the business. I know. Be the market expert. Do they believe it? No. Okay. When you sit down and tell them, they still don't believe it. They still want 50 grand more. You just have to make a decision what you want to do. Okay, let's share our screen this time. And there's that. Let's share this. Let's it is slideshow. Get out of there. 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 What the goddamn thing? Stop. Let's try this again. As you guys can see, it isn't me, it's this freaking computer. There it is. All I want to do is blow it up. Now, did I do anything wrong? I moved the freaking screen. Please. So, right here we can share.
Yeah.
There it is. And you go to share. Slideshow. Okay. Then go to slideshow. Yeah, right there. And then go to beginning. Perfect. Good man. Thank you. All right. Let's see if this works this time. Aha, it does. All right. So today we're going to talk about the purchase agreement. We don't go over the purchase agreement because I think we did the purchase agreement last week. Whenever we did it, right? We know the whole thing, right? And we touched on the buyer's brokerage agreement as well, right? Okay. Today we're going to talk. What was this? I didn't do it. Okay. Introductory. This is REVUP. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay. These are just REVUPs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got our limited days going to come in a little bit, about probably 10 or so. Just talking to you guys about getting a letter that's good. It's the most important thing. And I think I touched on this last time. A lot of you guys came from a business or a job where you went in, you worked 8 hours, you did your job, and you got paid. In real estate, 10 to 16, 10 to 15, 10 to 20 people have to do their job or not get paid. One person in that cog doesn't do their part, you're not getting paid.
I just don't
The
know
lender's a
if that's
vital important
available.
part of that. And so the lender that your buyer picks
Hmm?
needs to make sure they're qualified.
I put 2.5 just in case.
Are you talking to us?
No, sorry.
It's huge. Good. All right. So. IT says class right here too as well. Go back right here. Goes into cell and clean the client for life. That was the listing agent. All right. So today we're going to talk about the buyer's representation, which we went in depth the other day. Agency disclosures, purchase seller group, which went in depth. Contingency buyer seller. What's in there? I haven't seen this. Where was this coming from? What is it? Money flows to me freely and expected source. Okay. I think it's good. What was that?
Class is over.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, good. Have a good day. Appreciate you coming. What in the hell's going on?
Does the remote have batteries?
No, it's not that. It's the REVUP. This isn't the right one. Or is this one? Let's try this. Let's see if this one is. Okay, that's not it. Oh my God, I hate this. Again, it's that one. Guys, that is not the residential purchase agreement. This isn't it.
Yeah,
This
there's
isn't
only
the
13 slides in there.
Yeah, this isn't it. This isn't it. This is not supposed to teach. Let me. Why? Everybody, bear with me. We are having technical difficulties at this moment. So I'm going to try to go back out of this. Go here. Okay, let's go.
Did something happen?
And I'll just pull straight from that.
We can't hear you guys. I can't hear anything, guys.
This is Oya. I can't hear anything neither.
I wonder how we could ping them.
I'll go ahead and leave a message on chat.
Okay.
Can you guys hear us now?
Yes.
We're having
Yes.
technical difficulties.
No worries. We're good now. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, thank you. Now let's share the screen. Never try it, because every time I touch it, it goes sideways. I'm gonna use the clicker and stand back.
Way back.
Yes. I'm gonna sit down with these guys actually and do it. Yeah, that's it, that's it. I'll just make it big. Okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right. On that note, all right, can you guys see us now? Here's now. All right, see, I didn't do it. So now, so let's take a vote. Do I say send to Zoom? Or, because last time I kicked out, it shut us off. Now look, see, you did that again. Let's keep telling us that, Zoom. Successfully killed about 30 or 40 minutes. Right. Let's share the screen again. Just so you guys know, in TV land, it's not me. They were all thinking I was the jinx. Okay? Yeah, don't touch anything. If a screen comes on again, I'm kicking it off the stand.
As soon as you walk out the door, Mark, it's.
Yes, yes, yeah, just.
Am I supposed to
Yes,
stay here?
yes, I tell you, you might have.
You don't have anything else to do, right?
Yeah, you might have to, yeah, sneak out, sneak out, all right. Okay, not going to click it, but we should be able to do that, all right, there we go. All right, thanks, Mark. For you guys, it says start video. Do I have to go up here? Can you guys see or hear us on the TV?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
You can see us as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, okay, all right. How long have we been screwing around now?
About half an hour.
Yeah, yep, good half an hour. All right, so today we're gonna talk about the buyer, this is the steps in the buyer process, buyer qualification, consultation, the art of showing a home, purchase agreement, concepts, buyer's market versus seller's market. We're already done with that one. Now going on for the list. And then getting your offer accepted, which is more important today than ever. Try that, okay. Go this way. So, I know this is affirmation. I know my value, and I only work with, and what we should have, this should be right here, that should be capitalized, big as you could. Realistic, qualified, and motivated buyers and sellers, period. And when agents in my office has been showing homes to a couple for probably 2 weeks now, they're not even qualified yet.
Why would he waste his time in the first place like that?
I think she's on drugs. I don't know why. Why would you?
I don't know. I wouldn't even sign the buyer's brokerage agreement unless you show me a qualification approval.
Welcome to real estate.
No, but I mean, that's how I do. I just rather not waste time from the get-go that you give it a chance. I don't need to fish.
Welcome to real estate. This is what we do. You know why we do that? Because I got a buyer in my car right now, and I don't need to go prospect. I don't need to call anybody on my phone. I don't need to call my sister, my aunt, my cousin. I don't need to call people at work because I got a buyer in my car. They're not ready, they're not willing, they're not able, but we're gonna have a lot of fun.
But what kind of buyer is that? That's a chance of you wasting the time of your life on that.
Welcome to real estate in 2023.
So is my mentality wrong? The fact
No.
that I don't even want to move forward?
No, you're right, you're spot on. But thousands of realtors waste their day every day doing this right here. Every day they do that.
Chances are I don't even say for customer service one won't do this. But if it will be entirely up to my ideal world, until you email me a qualification letter, I don't even want to see your face.
Yeah. You're 100% correct.
I mean, you don't do that for customer service purposes.
Correct.
You gotta earn the trust. But in my little perfect world, that's how I want it done.
If you're a car salesman, do you let a guy coming down to buy a Mercedes when you rolled up in a Hyundai? I just want to test drive a Mercedes and see how much fun it is. Well, great, get in it, let's go take a ride. No, they don't do that, but we do it every day. Realistic, qualified, motivated buyers and sellers, or ready, willing, and able. And we'll go into that a little bit. This is something that everybody should have on their, you should have that on your mirror. I don't work with it. Same thing with sellers. Realistic, motivated, and qualified. Finding your qualified buyer. Where do we find them at? This is a circle of influence. You guys have probably seen this already. Now, this is your buyers. Here's where you find them at. You have to go out and find them, right? Buyers are everywhere. Buyers are liars. They say this and they do that. Buyers will ghost you in 2 seconds. They'll go through all that nonsense. You need to make sure you don't do it. So let's start right here. So buyers, mailers. This was one of the best things I ever did right there was mailers as a listing agent. I used to get more listings and by reaching out to out-of-state owners. I did a lot of high rises, and so I would go to absentee owners. I'd go to Rock Title. Title was Rock Title. I'd go to my title company. This block, this development, this tower. I want to find everybody that's an absentee owner, which means they're renting it. And then I would reach out to them and start talking to them about possibly selling their house. They're gonna buy a house generally, right? So that's one way I did it. I used to send out 500 flyers every month for probably 5 years. I did it every month. And me and my assistant, every time I did it, I bought or sold a house, I sent 250 to my sphere of influence, and I sent 250 to the neighborhood or the building or whatever that looked like. That's something we need to do. Right now, all of you guys came from a different career. If I remember, you were IT, right? You did some type of IT? Software, okay? So when you call up your cousin, hey man, what's going on? I'm a real estate agent. Wait a minute, you were selling software a month ago, 2 years ago. Now you're a great guy, I love you, but I'm not recommending my boss to you. Because you don't know anything, right? So they're not gonna share in your success until you're successful. And the only way to change their mindset is by getting them something in their hands every 6 weeks, every 4 weeks, every 5 weeks, whatever that looks like. You've got to change their mindset. Now I did this, and what I did, I sent out flyers that I told you 500. And when I would call my sphere of influence every quarter, I would say, it's Jeff with the Realty One, Prudential, whoever the hell it was. And they'd go, son of a gun, you are selling everything. And I was very successful because I jumped right into the business and started working. But they're not going to share your success until they know you're successful. Period. Right? So you need to make sure you change their mindset. Because we all did something different before real estate, and that's what they know you by. And you need to change that. Because they're gonna say, well, you don't know anything about real estate. So that's the thing, mailers. Circle of influence, people you know. Everybody on this call, and then we did this I think last time, pick up your phone right now, you need people on TV land, pick your phone up, go to your contacts and scroll to the very bottom and start telling me how many people you have. Everybody, 300, 500, 700, 12,000. How much?
918.
Beautiful. Keep going. You guys on TV land do the same. Start telling me how many people you have. Go ahead.
Oh, 300.
Nice.
728.
Did you say 17?
728.
Nice.
You haven't broke it yet?
No, so far.
Alright, just
We're
check.
good. Thank you. Yeah, I want to breathe by every now and again. If you see me kicking shit, you'll know what happened. How many? Okay, how many? 260? Great. You guys, done properly, even you people on TV land, you get 10% of your business if you touch your people in your database on your phone 33 times a year and a personal phone call.
How many times a year?
33. Touch. Drip email campaign, sync, drip email campaign, just listed, just sold. Hey, it's Valentine's Day, don't forget your sweetheart. It's springtime, clean your gutters out, whatever it is, right? And then a personal phone call every quarter. You get 30% of your deal. You get 700. So let's just say for the 700, take out 20% for whatever reason, okay? You still have 600 people right now that you can do 60 deals a year. You'll be in the top 1% of real estate. But you know the beauty about that? Very few realtors ever do it. They would rather do something different. They'd rather pay for leads. We talked about this last time. How many homes were sold last year in America? 1.6 million homes were sold last year in America, approximately.
Is that below average or above average?
That's a little low right now because 2 years ago is when it sold more. How many leads were sold to real estate agents on 1.6 million sales?
If they do it like on insurance, probably like 300 times as much.
What do you? Oh, you mean
300 times. I think it's like 12 leads per sale on an insurance outlet.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that. More or less.
This is 53 to 1. 92 million leads were sold to realtors on 1.6 million sales.
19 million.
92 million. I'm glad you guys are sitting down. So now, would you rather buy leads that if you don't answer in 2 seconds, somebody else is gonna get it? Or would you rather call the people that you know that you love, and they know you're a hard worker and you work your butt off?
I definitely rather the war market.
Absolutely. But you know what, guys, we don't do it. I'm telling you, the 33 reel has been around forever, and very few people do it. Right? Now, that's why I told you guys, kick out 20% of them for whatever reason. It's my cousin Jeff, and I hate that prick. Okay, so don't call him. Okay? Call the people, you guys, and ask for the business. That's where your database is your business. Circles of influence, you guys. That's something we gotta make sure we're doing. Get your contacts into a database. What's the best database to use?
Your own phone?
The one you're using. There's a million kind, right? We give you sync for free. Use it. If you don't like it, I get it. Don't use it. Use something different. But the problem we have, you guys, is you have them in your phone. You never touch them. You never have a drip email campaign that reaches out to them every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. And you don't do nothing with it. When you join LVR, how many of you guys are with LVR? LVR is a database that you can put your shit into. Put it into something and get it out to the folks. But we don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially with CRMs and stuff, everything's already pre-done for you.
Yeah. Oh, it's better than ever.
I'm in the process of extracting all my contacts to import into Sync.
Okay.
So I can start like weeding out the,
Yeah,
idiots that I won't reach out to.
that's exactly
And
right.
qualifying, or not qualifying, but kind of categorizing them.
Yeah.
Okay, they're a client that I've worked with in the past and,
A, B,
there's
C.
things in Vegas.
Right.
Yeah.
ABC. A, we know they're gonna do something. B, thinking about C, let's put them on a drip email campaign.
So now, this,
Right.
this is my real estate phone. This is my everything else phone. One by one, they're gonna be going in. I gotta see which one of these contacts I
Right.
will.
Right.
But I already talked it out with Tim from Rock Title.
Right.
I've got my war market plan.
Right.
Send
You
me
have
the
to, you guys, if you're not reaching out to your database, somebody else is. Right? Do you think, how many people here get a flyer from another realtor? Hey, you thinking about selling? Right? We all get them. I get them. Okay? That doesn't mean, because this is what I hear. Well, Jeff, sending out mailers doesn't work. Back in 81, I sent out 6 and I didn't get anything. Okay. Send out 30,000, then tell me what happens. Well, I didn't get in real estate to put money into it. I want to make money. Okay, I can appreciate that. Is there a business in the world that doesn't put money out to make money? None, but real estate agents don't. Realtors don't want to put a freaking dime into their own business, right? You get paid 20% to the IRS, 20% to your business, and then the rest you use for your household living. But they don't do that. They get paid, they spend every bit. And I get it. I haven't got paid in 2 months and my bills are behind. So when I get the 12 grand, I need it all. I understand that. But you know what's the funniest thing about it? None of them ever go, well, maybe I should work more. They go, well, the system sucks. The company blows. It's a bad timing. Interest rates suck. My car sucks. My clothes are terrible. They blame everybody except for looking in the mirror. So my daughter, when she was in high school, she said, well, Dad, she was actually younger than high school. I'm terrible at tests. Okay, I can appreciate that. I said, come here, stand in front of the mirror. Tell that person the same story. If she believes it, I'm with you. To thyself be true. You can only lie to yourself for so much. Right? I said, you that song girl. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Remember Michael Jackson's song? I used to sing it to her all the time. Because she would always want me to get on the bandwagon about everything blows but her. She's not one that's not. She's the great one. Everything else sucks around her. The teachers, the school. Okay, if you believe it, I believe it. Let's do it. But the problem is we believe it. That's why most real estate agents have already taken off the rest of the year. Most realtors have already given up. The year's over to them. Right? Hey, in January, we have $620 are going to be due to LVR. Right after Christmas, January 1, $620 is due. So you would be amazed at how many people don't have the money to pay it in January. It was October, it's November. Start saving for it. Oh, Jeff, you're not going to believe it, man. I don't have any money. I started drinking Starbucks coffee. Man, I just wish there was some way I could afford
And then
my
they light a
dues.
cigarette on top.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I just don't have any money. Right? Oh, what is that? Well, that's a Mocha Java Grande with 2 squirts of grass in it. I don't even know what it is. Right? But I don't have any money. Okay, I appreciate it. I mean, guys, I tell them right now today, oh, listen, you don't need to tell me excuse. I don't, Jimmy Crack Corner, I don't give a shit. It's your business, not mine. You succeed based on what you do, not me. So, circle of influence, farmers are great, you guys. Farming is a long-term, very passive business, right? Farm your own neighborhood, go to your own neighborhood, go to your HOA, right? Door knock your own neighborhood and say, listen, I want to keep on the other side. I'm a local realtor, I live right there in a house with a green car, whatever it is. And let them know that, talk to them about the real estate market. Do you know what's going on? Farming is a long-term, very passive deal, right? If you're gonna be in real estate forever, next 10, 15 years, then maybe farming is good. I was never a really good farmer, right? I was good at talking to people. I was good at talking on the phone. I was good at getting things done. I was good at door knocking, so that's where I succeeded. And that's what you guys doing it. There's a million ways to get in business, guys. Do the ones that you like to do. If you don't like calling people, don't call people. Do open houses. If you don't like doing open houses, don't do open houses, right? Call your sphere of influence. Door knock. Get on the phone. Whatever it is you like to do, don't do it. But if you don't do it. That's what I see a lot of. I see a lot of agents do that. So farming is very passive. We used to have a guy named Joe Scarafani, and what he did with his farm, he would.
Joe Scarafani?
Yeah, you know,
He gave,
he's a teacher, yeah.
he gave me a post licensing yesterday.
Yeah, Joe's a good guy. He used to be with us. What he did for his farm, he would organize a, when they were gonna do a garage sale, he would talk to the HOA, he'd put out the signs, he would reach out to the Salvation Army and the other ones and say, hey, on Monday, that anything out by the curb, you can come pick it up. And then he would talk to all the neighbors, say, hey, on Monday, I've organized it. If you something didn't sell, you don't want, put it at the curb, they're gonna come pick it up. And then the 2 days of the garage sale, he just walked up and down and talked to everybody the whole time. He sold more homes in that development than anybody, but it's a long-term thing, right? So if that's something you wanna do, go for it. There's, when I was at Prudential, there were 2 girls that in Summerlin, they did high end. They had, every springtime, they would take one of the little red wagons. They'd go down to Lowe's and buy the 99-cent flowers. They'd put a little card attached to it, hey, you know, springtime, you know, water plants, you know, love you, whatever. And then they would tell this thing up and down the street, putting flowers, little flowers at everybody's door. There's a million ways of doing it, you guys. You just gotta figure out what you wanna do and just keep doing it. Now, I couldn't bear myself to pull the wagon up and down the street with little flowers in it, right? But some people do. They own this neighborhood, and you guys can do the same thing. So think about it. They call it farming because you gotta cultivate the ground, you've gotta see the plants, you gotta weed it, you gotta make sure it gets watered. That's what farming is about. So if you wanna do farming, that's great, but just keep in mind, that's a long-term deal.
Now it's kind of the nice time to get it done because in 6 months we have taxes due. That's when people will main likely have everything in order to qualify.
There's gonna be a lot of, here's my prediction, and I could be wrong. July, August, I think the market's gonna blow up. I think when interest rates come down, which they're gonna, I think that the market, the people sitting on the sidelines right now are gonna blow up. Buyers are gonna come out of the woodwork wanting to buy homes. And that's my prediction that's gonna happen right now. Everybody's sitting tight. So my point is, get prepared. Maybe do some farming, talk to people. Get to your circle of influence, do some hours. Internet, how many people are doing social media stuff? Okay, good for you guys.
Yeah, I have it set up, I just waiting for my license.
Pardon?
I'm waiting for my license number.
Okay. I heard you say you were calling them and,
Yeah.
okay, anytime, how long have you had it? Takes about 6 weeks to get.
It's been a little over four weeks.
Okay, usually takes about 6 weeks.
Mine was 4.5.
Okay.
And I just got it like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, good. Do you guys order your cards and everything? Yeah, obviously you can't, yeah.
I did.
Good. Put your license number on them, right?
Yeah, and actually Tim already double checked everything. Tim Kelly.
Tim Kelly, okay, good.
No, I'm on board.
Okay,
I'm waiting for the cards from my World Market and for the list from Tim from Rock Title for my farming.
okay, good.
Waiting on that.
Internet, you guys start? Again, I'm not a big social media. I didn't grow up with a lot of young guys like you guys did. But the thing for me is if you're gonna do internet, you're gonna do social media, you're gonna do network, I think that they're all kind of fall in the same category. I think if you're gonna do it, and I tell my agents all the time, and I tell them to take the numbers that I have right here, and I think I said this to you guys last time. Do a video once a week and say, listen, this is Jeff with Realty One. This is your market update for January 10th at 10 o'clock. And then pick 5 of those numbers. There's 5,600 homes on the market right now. Homes from 100,000 to 400,000, there's 2,000 on the market. Homes from 400 to 800,000, there's 2,600. We sold about 400 homes in the last 7 days. When you want to know what's going on in the market, you can call me because I know what's going on. And I would do it just like that. Guys, people buy based on energy and enthusiasm every single day. Be that person. Stand up and be accounted for. But what do most realtors do? Hi, my name's Jeff. I'm the #1 Asian agent. I like swimming. I like slow dancing. My favorite music is
Duran Duran.
yeah. Who gives a shit? Right? Listen, when you want to buy a home, you talk to me because I'm a strong negotiator. I know what the hell's going on in the market, and we're going to get you the property that you want. Done. We don't need to make a book. Okay? Tell them exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. But again, guys, I see videos. I tell me, send me the video. I mean, I had one girl send me a video. She was my mentee. She's in a dark room. There's a ceiling fan going over her head, and she's doing this.
Jesus Christ.
Long walks in the park, and here's my little dog Fluffy.
Looks like a declaration at the police station.
That's what I said. Declaration. I said, listen, I love the enthusiasm. Get out of the house and go stand in the sun, right? And stand up there and go, when you want to know what's going on, here's what's going on. I'm the expert, let me know. People buy based on that shit, you guys. Nobody cares that you're the #1 Asian agent, the #1 African American, #1. Who cares? What are you going to do for me? Okay? That's something I don't see enough of. Open houses. You guys, I love doing open houses. The part for me that I hated about open houses, and that's when I team up with somebody. Tell you what, I'll do the open house with you, but I'm not setting the signs up. Just go room, trying to set the freaking signs up. That bothered me more than anything. Love doing open houses, hated putting the signs out. You see them on Saturday, walking out to the middle of the street, lady in a dress, traffic's going around her, about getting killed, setting signs up. That's the part I hated. Love doing open houses. But I did open houses completely different than most people. I know Mark teaches an open house class. But I'm gonna tell you just the way I did it real quick. I would stand at the window. I see the car come up. I see him get out. Just as they get the door, open the door. Hi, my name's Jeff. Welcome to the Banana Street House, whatever it was. And I had a flyer in my hand. I'd reach out to him. Just as they go to reach it, I'd pull it back. I'd say, by the way, just so you know, this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's 3,200 square feet. It's got a beautiful pool club. I've picked something out that was nice. It's got really nice ceilings. Okay, whatever else I can find, it's got a really nice bar. Whatever I could find, I'd make something that was nice. By the way, this house is on the market right now for $720,000. Is that a price or square footage you would consider? Oh, no. We have to have whatever that was. And then I'd go to my board because I had board set up. One board here, I got one board here. This board right here is under 3,200 square feet. This board here is over 3,200 square feet. Well, I need something that's way too big. I can't afford that. Oh, good. I'm glad you said that. I go to my square footage under here. Well, here's one that's this one's 2,400 square feet. It's just down the street. You want to go see it? Well, yeah, we could do that. Susie, I'm gonna take these guys down. I pull it off and off I go. That's how you do an open house. Well, what do most agents do? Go see, go look around. Hey, the kitchen's over there because there's the stove. Oh, by the way, are you working with an agent? Right? It's a shit you hear all the time. Step above and beyond. Don't just sit back and let them come to you. Be aggressive. not pushy, right? Don't overdo it, but have that conversation. Referrals, everybody here works somewhere, right? When you're talking to your friends and you say, hey, Jeff, so I want you to know that I know you were doing software, but I'm a real estate agent now. Hey, do you know anybody that I can help? What do most people, most agents say? Hey, dude, man, I'm dying. I need a commission bad. Okay, I screwed the last guy. I'm gonna pass the savings on to the next guy. Who do you know that I could help? I need money. That's not how you do it. I used to do short sales, and that's all I would say is, man, I know you had an issue. I'm gonna help you. Who do you know that I could help? Right? And they always think of somebody that's, especially back in the short sale days, everybody was in trouble. So it was an easier process to do. But come from an open heart of how can I help you? And that's where your referrals are gonna come. And when you're working with a buyer seller, ask for referrals in the beginning, in the middle, and maybe the end. And I say maybe the end because, believe it or not, at an end of a transaction, sometimes, not always, you hope the buyer gets hit by a bus and they hope you die in a horrific plane crash. Okay, you guys can't stand each other at the end. So
It's like a
don't
toxic
actually
relationship.
Absolutely, trust me. There's guys I've been down. I'm like, I hope this freaking guy dies in the house. And they said the exact same thing to me. Please,
So you're asking for referrals
beginning.
out of a transaction?
Yes, yes. We're in the middle of a transaction, and I know you're doing a great job. Who do you know that I could help? You know anything about? Oh, my sister's thinking about buying. Great. Give me your information. Let me call her. Right? And if they say, well, you know, I'll talk to her and then give it to you. Well, listen, let me make it easy. I know you got a lot going on. Just give me your number. I'll wait till you let her know I'm gonna call, then I'll call her. Right? But you guys, we don't ask for referrals. Ask the beginning and the middle, especially because it's going good. We just got together, we're having fun, we're singing songs, we're holding hands, we're going to lunch. Right? It's all fun. And then at the very end, it might not be as much fun. Circles of prospecting, these are again the same thing you got. Like I said, it's kind of funny because a lot of these are all intertwined. Circle of prospecting, people, again, we're back to your circle, how you're gonna prospect with different people. Door knocking, now I know a lot of people don't like door knocking. Right? I know a lot of people think it's scary. And it can be good or bad.
Especially now because you for $5 you can put do not knock on my door.
Right.
No big
And
no.
don't knock on it. Yep, don't knock on it.
No, I
You
know.
guys,
don't
just
knock
because you don't answer the door when somebody knocks on it, doesn't mean people don't.
No, definitely not. But the thing is, that's what could be a little intimidating about door knocking.
If you're knocking on a door like this, hey, who are you? Where you at? Okay, that might be intimidating. If you knock on the door, hey, by the way, I'm just a local realtor. I just pass information on for anybody who wants to know what's going on in real estate business. Here's the numbers. I'd love to help you if there's anything you know I can do. Okay, nothing now. Thank you. Do it again. Right, and guys, it's not a difficult proposition. We just have to see. We have a drunk monkey on our back that tells us it doesn't work. Well, Jeff, I would do flyers, but they never work. I hear that all the time. Flyers don't work. Okay. That's great. How many did you send out? 6? Oh, you didn't get anybody? No, I didn't. I sent out 6, didn't get nothing. All right, send out 6,000. Well, yeah, but that's a lot of money. Does Coca-Cola advertise still today?
Oh yeah.
Pepsi,
They sponsored.
right? You name it. People still do it, but we don't think we should have to do it. You got to advertise. And a lot of people do the social media, which I think is great. But you got to get something to people's hands. Right? Especially we've got to change their people's mindset of who we are.
You gotta go where people are.
That's
And
right.
Not everyone's on social media.
I think the only successful business that does not advertise and grows money by the minute is the tobacco industry.
Well, they can't. They ban.
No, they're banned, but they still make that's like the exception to the major rule.
Yeah, you
A lot of
imagine,
money, no advertisement.
you imagine having a business where the government said to you, you've got to promote to not use my product. I'm Jeff, a real estate agent. Please don't use me.
Right.
You imagine that?
Well, tobacco companies made it happen. It just that's why they're fascinating at the time of marketing.
Jeff, what was circle prospecting?
Circle of prospecting is just going to be your people of things are gonna be doing two prospects, circles, how many people you got? What's that gonna look like? Different avenues. Like I said, that's why they're all kind of entwined. Like this one here, networking. I think networking and circle prospecting are kind of similar because you're in a hiking club, you're in a knitting club, you're in a bike club, you know? When you're in a club, that's the whole idea of networking, and that's part of your circles of influence. Who do circle of prospecting? What prospecting are we gonna do? Are you gonna join a Toastmasters, right? Did you guys even know what Toastmasters is? Toastmasters, back in the day, you'd get together to learn how to speak in front of people. And so I think they're still available now, but it's like, what was the other one that was a real big one? I can't remember the name now. They're still around. Anyways, it was a networking group. And you would get together, like I was in one years ago, and there'd be one person from each craft. So they'd have one real estate agent, one attorney, one doctor, one landscaper, you know, whatever it was, one carpenter. And then we would all share, you know, hey, I got a guy that needs this, that, and the other. That was back in the day. It's a networking. But today, more networking is going to be more of your hiking club, a motorcycle club, whatever it is you do. But see, the problem that we have is nobody knows when you're in the networking group that you're a real estate agent. Because everybody's curious about real estate, what's going on with it, right? I mean, when you say to somebody, oh, I'm a real estate agent, oh my God, what's going on in the market? I bet it sucks, right? How many of you guys hear that? It's a buyer's market right now. No, it isn't. Why would you say that? Well, I heard it on TV. Well, TVs are liars, right? I mean, you guys, I'm bold that way because I'm going to state your fact because you're hearing it, right? You probably guys have already heard it. Your mom. Hey, by the way, I don't know why you getting real estate. I heard it blows right now. It's not as good as it should have been. It's not as good as it was. But you guys, we do this. You got to learn to ride that wave. 2 years ago, there were people getting out of real estate business. And I'm like, do you realize you're in the best seller's market we have ever had? And you're getting out of the business? You could just walk to a door. Are you thinking about selling? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. And they're getting out of the business, right? It's like, are you gonna do something? Well, no, I really don't want to do that. I'm just gonna wait and get paid. Okay, go do it. Long day of me of going and wanting to sit down, hold their hand, and sing songs with them and all that. I'm done with all that nonsense. If you want to make money, freaking get doing something. If not, don't. Right? I mean, that's the end of the day. I can't force you to get out of bed. Right? I'm not gonna tell you, hey, by the way, it might be better if you put your pants on before you put your shoes on in the morning. Come or don't come. I mean, I used to hear all the excuses. So networking, you guys, be the freaking source. And if you're at an event and somebody knows you're a real estate agent and nobody's asking you about real estate, you need to say, my God, do you know what's going on in the real estate business right now?
Bring it up.
That's right. Always be selling. But we don't. We sit back and start drinking instead. Social media, kind of touched on all that, you guys. I don't know about TikTok, and you know, I don't know about TikTok, but you should be doing some social media. Just like you said in the back, go where the people are at right now on social media, right? I mean, the thing that drives me crazy about social media, and you know, I call it fake book, because every one of us know there's some ding dong on there going, my spouse is the best person ever, and then you know, 2 days ago they were close to divorce. You're like, what? You called the cops on it 2 days ago, and now it's the best thing since sliced bread. What am I missing? That's the shit that drives me crazy. All right, here's your path. I think Dave's out here. What time is it right now? About 10?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have Dave come and talk for a second, but so this is where we start. This is the buyer process. Buyer qualification, just like you said. You guys, now here's the thing for me. And I want you to, because I used to do this back in the day, just like what he said. Send me your freaking approval letter. You can kiss my, you know what? I'm not showing you a goddamn thing. Okay. Now, hold on. When you say that, right? If you were going to get a car and they said, well, I need to see your financials. You go, oh, shit, yeah. I'm glad you asked, because there they are. I don't even know you. I'm not going to give you my financials yet. So what I would do, I learned, because I did the same thing. Screw you, you can kiss my backside. Now what I'll do is I'll say, listen, let's come on in. Dave, come on in. I'll say, listen, let's go take a look at a house, show me one of your houses. And then as we're going into the process, I'm gonna say, it's most important to get qualified, because if we find you the house you want and you're not qualified, it might be gone in 2 days. And so how are we gonna get you qualified to buy a house without you getting qualified? And then I'll say, are you paying cash? Are you financing it? Are you FHA? Are you VA? And I'll touch on all that kind of stuff. So I used to do like he said to do, but today I'm a little more gentle, because I think to myself, if I just met you today and you said, let me see your financials before I take you out, I don't even know you. I'm not gonna give you my freaking financials, right? Let's build a relationship first. Now, when I show them one home, that's it. Now it's okay. Now we need to get you qualified, please.
I think it's all about like educating people as well, right?
Yes.
Because most people, unless they're a first time home buyer, they know the process, and your objective is to make yourself stand out from
Yes.
past experiences.
Yes.
To me, it's all about education.
Yep.
And it's like when you have a bad boss, right?
Right.
You wanna make sure you don't have a bad boss in the future.
Right.
You wanna make sure that you are that good real estate
Yes.
agent, and tell them all the things along the way that you will ensure will not go wrong.
Yes, and then do your damnedest to stop it.
Right.
This is why this one should be something similar to this in your buyer's presentation package you do. Because this is Mr. Buyer, this is what the roadmap looks like to get you your home, your dream. And then you take each one of these and you touch on them, right? And that's exactly what you're gonna do, because you're right. The first thing I should say to buyers is, Mr. Buyer, do you know how I get paid? No, I have no idea. Well, I get paid by the seller on successful close of escrow. If you need to go, you're good. Okay, don't worry. If I would say, I get paid at successful close of escrow by the seller. Okay, but I don't get paid, so I'm gonna do all this for free until we close the transaction. So I just wanna make sure I'm gonna get paid. And so, cause they don't know. Now today they're a little more savvy, but back then they did, but there's still ones that say, I don't know, do I pay you? Right? Which that's gonna come down the pipe, but anyways.
There will be a lot of questions about that.
That's gonna be a lot, that's exactly right.
And something they said yesterday in post licensing, do not confuse pre-qualification with qualification.
Yeah.
Because a pre-qualification, anybody's pre-qualified, but qualification, the letter, the actual.
Yeah, pre-approval, and Dave's gonna touch on that, pre-approval versus pre-qualified, and that's the most important. Because you guys, when you're, and Dave, correct me, is the pre-approval is just, hey, I make 10,000 a month, I spend $8, and you're qualified for that? That's a pre-qual, and then the pre-approval is where they've actually showed their tax record, they know they're gonna get it, so.
They're pre-approved for the loan.
That's exactly right, and for how much? And that's
You're qualified to show them a home.
That's right, there you go. Yeah, come on in, Dave, this is Dave Gonzalez, he is with Epic, he's gonna speak here for just a few minutes.
Hi, guys.
We had nothing but technical difficulties all morning, but we're finally up and running, so,
Oh, good.
so do your thing.
Cool. I'm with Epic Lending, I'm the in-house lender, and we are a part of Realty One Group. It's a joint venture, so he's my boss just as much as Kuba is, and then I got bosses everywhere, so I report to everyone. But we're here to help you. Charities in this office here. I'm in the Northwest office with Jeff, and we've known each other since they were building the dam, so we've been around a while. Okay, but it's very important that you do get a pre-approval on every file. But everything starts with a complete application. So you've got to have a complete app. And I was telling Jeff in the business meeting Tuesday about a realtor that came to me about a week ago. And he said, Dave, I got a deal supposed to close last week, didn't close because the lender came to us and said you don't qualify because you have a high debt ratio. Okay, that's rough to do on the last day of closing. Come to them and say you don't qualify. You have to do that up front. So I didn't have anything to do with that deal. And I said, let me talk to the buyer and I want to talk to them and find out why they don't. So he gave me their name, and the first thing I do is I go to the Clark County Assessor's website and I find out how many properties they have, because he did tell me they had a rental. So I went on there and she had 3 houses. So I called her, I said, okay, your realtor said you have a rental. What's this other rental? Says you have 3 homes. She goes, no, I only have 2 homes. I said, well, the assessor's, the recorder's office says you have 3. She goes, that other house belongs to my son. And he refinanced it, took me off the loan a year ago. Well, the loan officer didn't bother to check with the recorder's office. So unfortunately, they came back, discovered it late, and she had to get hit with the taxes, insurance, and homeowners association, right? So I called her, I said, look, here's what you got to do. call the recorder's office, find out why you're on there. She did, and the recorder's office said, no, you're not supposed to be on there, you're not on the deed. And you didn't sign anything. We're supposed to take you off, so I don't know how you got on there, but no, you're not the owner. So they took her off of there, but it was a process. And I thought it would take like 30 days. And I checked with the realtor about 3 days later. I said, hey, what happened on the deal? He goes, well, after you talked to them, they straightened it out and we closed. We're closing today. So it was a really nice success story. But the point is, up front, that loan officer has got to do a complete application. And I call it CIA. No, it's not Christians in Action. It's credit, income, and assets. And the first step is credit, and that's what we were just talking about, pre-qualifying. You pre-qualify somebody, you run their credit, you see, and I can tell based on the credit report if it's gonna fly or not. And I'll know how long it'll take to close and how long it'll take for them to be able to be ready to buy a house. Okay, just based on that credit report. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I've been in banking and finance for, a long time. I'm old. But the credit report is very important. And you know what's weird is lately, I've had buyers say, well, can you just do a soft pull because I don't want it to hurt my credit? I'm like, you know what, if you want to buy a house, it's like Jeff always says, it's a three-legged stool, right? Yeah, ready, willing, and able. If you're not willing to let your lender, because with lending, with all federal lending guidelines, we must have full disclosure. And I can't tell you how many times that I get documentation from buyers that has blackout marks on bank statements, et cetera. Thanks, Seth.
Thank you.
And we can't have that. This is if it's an FHA loan or a VA loan, that's a government loan. They have to have full disclosure. And that's how it is. So
And they blanked out information?
yeah, they did.
But that makes no sense. That's what you need.
Yes.
Welcome
funny.
to real estate, just like I told you.
Yeah, and I try not to be rude about it, but I just let them know, look, you can't do that. So, and some of them don't want to tell me everything. I tell them, you've got to disclose everything to your lender or it's mortgage fraud. And that is a Class B felony. So people need to be careful with that. But when you do a pre-qual, you're basing everything on what they tell you. Okay, this is how much I make, this is what I have in the bank, and then you run the credit. But when I do that, I run the credit, I send them an email with a list of things I need to get. Then I tell them, please gather these items once you have them, let me know, send them to me, my secure document link. And then I'll go over it and do the full pre-approval. And I'll break down the income, I'll do the income analysis, the asset analysis. And if they need down payment assistance, we have down payment assistance programs we can help get them into. I like Homes Possible, because Homes Possible, they have some pretty good rates right now, comparatively. I think the lowest one is like 7.25, and they give you $15,000 in assistance, and it's on a 3-year forgivable. So if they live in the house for 3 years, they don't have to pay it back. The other two programs only gives you 2% or 4% of the loan amount, and it's a 7-year forgivable. So they got to stay in that house 7 years, and they pay it back. Okay, so that's why I like the other one instead of the first-time homebuyer one. But we can help them with that as well. There's other programs out there they can use, culinary. I usually have people start out with culinary, then they come back to me and say, I don't like what they want me to do. So a lot of times they won't use the culinary. Okay, but
Dave, how long between, like, let's say if you pre-qualified someone and then in a perfect world, obviously it depends on when they get you the documents, and then they get pre-approved.
Oh, I can usually knock it out in about an hour or two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so the biggest thing is getting with a lender that can communicate with you, and that's the problem this guy had last week. Yeah.
Well, again, the buyer to communicate.
Exactly.
That's one thing you have to have your buyer say, listen, give me information, because I see, they'll email them, hey, I need this, and that, and they don't even for a week. And then they send it to them and say, okay, so now we're approved in 20 minutes. Well, no, we still gotta go through your stuff. So you gotta get your buyers on board.
Right, and we work well, when I do the first initial email, I'll BCC you guys, so that you know what I've told them. And I've had buyers, wait like 2 weeks before they finally send something, and I'm sending them emails, and I'll be CCing you on it, so it's not me. Okay, we need to push them along. And sometimes you'll have buyers that are like that they're just slow, drag their feet, don't think it's important, or they go into contract they see 30 days and they go, oh, wow, we got lots of time. Well, you don't, right? I mean, we've got to issue disclosures within 3 days. When you contract, we got to get that going because all those contingency dates, we got the appraisal contingency we got to worry about. A lot of times, you know, they'll put down 7 days. I'm like, no, it's a VA loan. We need 14 days minimum because that's what the VA gets. So we have to watch those dates, and that time starts to run out really fast because the process goes from me to my assistant, and if I don't have it right, she slaps me around and says, this is what I need. And then she sends it to my processor, and the processor has 24 hours to get it done. She'll knock it out. Then it goes to underwriting. That's 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes it'll extend to 72 hours, depending on how busy we are, or everybody is. And then once it comes back out of there, we get our, what we call, one of your contingency dates, loan approval. When we get that loan approval, that's a loan approval with conditions. Usually it's title, escrow, and appraisal. And then we collect the conditions from the buyer, and then we resubmit the packet back to underwriting. They get another 24 to 48 hours to do it. Okay, and then we issue once the appraisal gets back, we issue the CD, closing disclosure. Okay, and then we gotta wait 3 days after the closing disclosure goes out. Then we can sign after the 3rd day. So all that stuff takes time, and people don't understand that. That's why I send them a flyer that says, you know, loan process made easy, so they see all the steps involved, so they understand it's a timeline. And on my email in big red letters, I say time is of the essence. So your realtor and I are going to try to keep you on track to protect your earnest money, right? Because that's what we're trying to do, close the deal and protect their money. Okay, and what I tell buyers, especially first-time home buyers, a lot of times they're nervous about getting into the application. And I have to make a correction and make them understand the distinction between what you're doing and what I'm doing. Because what you're doing is scarier. Okay, with us, it's an application. We're going to decide if we want to lend you $300,000 based on what we see. All right, it's not a commitment. We haven't said anything yet. Now, on your end, when they sign that contract, that is a legal document. And they bought the farm. They've got to abide by all the rules on that contract. So we take it. Jeff has a really cool sheet that has all the contingency dates on it. And I like that because I put one with every file. And I have all the dates on there that say when they're gonna do this and do this and do this, and we make sure we're on it. Because we don't want to miss those dates, right?
I think I actually got that contingency here.
Do you?
Keep going.
Yeah, you should.
Dave, I want to use Rocket Mortgage because they're fun.
Yeah, they're good.
What's their success rate in closing transactions?
Yeah, they're about 30%.
30%?
You guys
So
like
wait a
that?
minute, I got a 30% chance of getting paid with Rocket Mortgage.
Right. Now,
Is this an infomercial skit?
Yes.
it's a shameless plug. Now,
No, good.
but with big banks, I worked for Wells Fargo in a year before I escaped. And then I worked at Nevada State Bank, which I loved, for 5 years.
Awesome.
And I worked with One Nevada Credit Union as well for a couple of years. And they were all good institutions. You know, they all had their pros and cons. But with big banks, their closing ratio is about 52%. Okay.
So 50% of the time I'm gonna get paid.
Yeah. And,
Nice.
and
That's
plus,
some great odds.
and they get a little harder the bigger they get. You know, their underwriting department, the communication lines. That's why when I was at Wells, a lot of those guys wouldn't answer the phone because it's hiding. I can't hide. He knows where I'm at. I've got an office in his office. Okay, so if there's something going sideways, he's at my door. What's going on here? So we don't like that to happen. So I'll fix that. Now, with lenders like us and a couple others that I don't want to name, you know, any other lender is not a big bank. Their closing ratio, well, ours is like 92%. So once we get that file in, we know it's going to close and you're going to get paid. Okay, because I won't submit a file unless I know you're going to get paid. And if there's an issue, I will go to my underwriter. I'll say, here's a scenario. How's it look? And if there's something wrong, then we'll let them know. We'll give them the cold wet blanket right up front. Because I don't want them to get to that 11th hour and go, oh, you don't qualify. That wouldn't be good.
No, again, it happens all the time, you guys.
It really does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
you'd be surprised. So, but I've got some flyers here also. Let's see, something else. Oh yeah, always get a second opinion. If you have a buyer and they're working with a lender and you're not feeling good about it, because sometimes you don't get some warm and fuzzies, especially with those out of town lenders. A lot of times they're hard to communicate with. Yeah, let me know, call me, run a scenario by, just like this guy did last week. Yeah, I don't mind helping, that's what we're here for. We're here to close deals, get you paid and get people in houses.
Gotta get quality, and here's the other thing, guys, is when you're working with a buyer, you gotta really make sure that they're gonna step up to the plate and get it done. Because I see it all the time, they don't wanna do it, and so I have flat said to the buyers before, so let's play a game real quick, you guys. And I'll say to the buyer, so here's the deal, instead of you wanting to borrow $300,000, here's what we're gonna do, is the lender's gonna borrow $300,000 from you. And here's what he wants to do, he wants to give you his one-page driver's license, and you lend him the money. And they go, there ain't no way in hell. Exactly, make sure they're willing to give all the documents that are necessary, because we see it all the time in this business.
Right, and there's some things that I can't tell you, so if there's an email that has personal information, I can't share that with you, but every chance I can, I try to include you on the email so that you know what's going on. Because that is so important. A breakdown in communication is gonna really hurt you if you're not careful. You know, in this business, and time is money, man. You guys, yes, sir.
Do you guys have assets that we can use for social media? Because I've seen like some other realtor friends that I have where they'll share something like this from the lenders that they're working with.
You mean as far as
like down payment assistance for one, right? Like that's a big one that people are talking about.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
already have like an asset available that we can share.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can do co-branded flyers and make it a PNG, and then you can throw it up there on Insta Chat or Snapgram, whatever you want. Not just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, so we can create a lot of that stuff for you. The other thing is you should all go to the Nevada Housing Division website for Home as Possible and Home Choice, because they have some places there for the realtors that you can do your own flyers about Home as Possible, etc. So you can promote to first-time home buyers. Okay. The other thing is when you have a cosigner, because I mean, a lot of times people have cosigners, right? With this program, they have Home Choice or First Choice. If you have a cosigner, there's a lot of income limits. So they have to stay within income limits, which are really low in my opinion. But on this program, if they have a cosigner, their income is not counted against them on the income limits. And that's a big deal. Because if they're making 100 grand and the income limits are 69,000 and they make like 58,000, we put that together and they make 158,000 and it's okay to use, even though they exceeded the income limits, and we can still use that. So that's really, really important. It's a good program. They only have 170 loans left, but oh, did you get that one? I passed out this seller concession sheet. Because if you're new to the business, you're really gonna wanna know how much the seller can contribute. If the sellers ever start contributing. So I know right now we're in a seller's market, right, Ted?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not in a buyer's market yet. But in the event you guys get to that point, you might wanna remember that, because there are different guidelines on how much the seller can contribute based on the type of loan amount or loan you have.
So then you would be the one that'd be sending them the pre-approval letter that they would show us,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Well, I send it to you. Most of the time I send it to you because by then, you know, you and I are like rocking and rolling, we're talking, and, you know.
So
and
what about the initial, like when, we were talking about when we initially meet a buyer?
Right.
Is it a pre-approval letter or what is it?
No, when you first meet them, I wouldn't ask for anything, I would just take them and show them a house, but I wanna make sure they're working with a lender. Who are you working with? I'm working with Rocket Mortgage. Oh, goody. Listen, Dave's my lender in my office, he's a great guy. Why don't you try to get pre-qualified with him just in case?
Yeah.
Right, that's what I do that. So that's what you wanna do, make sure they're at least thinking about the process of getting involved.
And you know,
Because a lot of times they wanna see properties and they haven't done anything yet. Well, we're just thinking about buying a house, realtors love to waste their time, well, let's go see some homes. No.
a lot of times lenders, online lenders, and nothing against them, they serve a purpose. But a lot of times they want low hanging fruit. They don't want to have to deal with, hey, this is what you got in your credit, but you know what? If you did this and this and this, we can get you into a house in about 60 days. They don't want to do that. They just want to get it in, get it out. You know, next, good night now, and that's it. So I'm not like that. I take your buyer because it's going to be your buyer, and hopefully, you know, you have a relationship. And I have realtors that have had buyers for years. buy different houses, their kids and all that, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to protect those, right? Yeah, you want to try to get them the best possible scenario that you can, and that's what I try to do. If I can't get them into a house, I'll put them on a path and say, this is what you got to do. And I would not recommend sending them to a credit repair company. Okay, and I'm sure they have their niche, but what's the incentive if I go to a credit repair company? What's their incentive to get my credit fixed right away? They're going to put them on a plan. The first thing they do is file a dispute on everything they've got. And when you file a dispute with the bureaus, the credit bureaus look at that and say, you're not getting along with the creditor. So your credit score drops. And then when you resolve the dispute and you win, yay, I don't have to pay that debt, they take it off, and then potentially your credit score can drop again. So it's a double whammy, but it's a plus for the credit repair company, because now they have to have more time to fix that problem. And they know that, you know, but that's why I tell you, when you have a client, bring them to me. I don't charge them $60 to $100 a month. I don't charge them anything, because a lot of this stuff they can do on their own. It just takes a little bit of help in what to do. And a lot of times people will pay things off they don't have to pay off. When a mortgage lender looks at an application or credit report and they see a charge off, 9 times out of 10, we don't include that, because the company has already written it off and said, we're not going to pursue this debt. Well, except for Capital One. Yeah, they will pay us. But most times we don't even consider it. We don't, if it's a debt and they have a big payment, it doesn't count against them. And I've had clients that have paid those things off, and I say, you did not pay that off. And you know, we work with them, and I tell them what to pay off, what not to pay off. And I run a scenario with our credit company that tells me what's the impact if they pay this off. Will it go up or down? So that's what I do to try to help. These online lenders, they're not going to take the time to do that because they don't have the time. They're under a lot of pressure to get these applications going. Okay, so if you want full service, you want somebody local that he knows where I'm at, let me know.
Well, I think too, and when Dave, and I really want you to make sure you understand this point, when you're working with a buyer and they say to you, well, listen, I've got a debt and I'm gonna pay it off before we get going, say, don't do anything.
Right.
Talk to the lender first, because we see them do that, they pay something off, it's like, dude, that $2,000, you should have put it over here instead of there.
They could have
And
used
so,
it.
you know, make sure you talk to them, because I hear that, oh, I'm just gonna pay it off, no, don't do anything yet, talk to the lender first.
And I had a teacher that did that, and I felt so bad for him because he wanted to buy a house, and another lender instructed him to pay off all this stuff. And I said, you didn't have to pay that off. There's the collections that we don't even consider. And you spent all this down payment money for that, and I felt so bad for him.
Yeah, because now you can't buy the house.
Of course, I was the one that got the blame because I'm a loan officer.
Right.
Just like I said, I always give them the cold white blanket if I have to. And I want to do that up front. I don't want to do that.
Sounds like you're the punching bag of.
Oh, yeah, well, you guys are too, believe me, when it doesn't close, they blame you just as much.
Right, yeah, that's true. I
They
mean,
go sideways, you guys are the jackass.
especially if they don't get them a home warranty.
Yeah, they hate you guys.
No one likes to pay for home warranty, and then at the end of the day, they blame the.
That's right, that's why if you're gonna give gifts, and everybody knows I don't like giving gifts, but if you're gonna give a gift, give them a home warranty.
I also have a checklist that I don't have here right now. I don't know if you have that. Charity has one in her office. It's the documents that the lender needs to do a pre-approval. So I might just go back out, grab hers and bring them out. It's got her face on it, so you know what she looks like. But you really should talk to your buyer when you meet him and say, hey, for your best interest, get these documents together. And all pages, not just one page of the bank statement.
And when submitting an offer, we should always include the pre-approval.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah,
and then the other thing I wanna say real too is make sure that when you guys are doing that, you're asking the lender about the timeframes. Don't just say, oh, 7-day appraisal is fine, we got that, put 7 days. Talk to the lender. What about loan contingent? Oh, 10 days is plenty. Don't do that. Ask the lender what days you think we should do.
yeah, I had a new realtor put on there, I think 3 days for the appraisal. I was like, I don't think so.
Cause it's not gonna happen. And guess what happens? Guess what happens, you guys, when you put 3 days on the appraisal and the appraisal is done 2 weeks later. And it appraised for 30,000 more than what they put the offer in at. Your client just agreed to pay $30,000 more for the house.
Yeah. So,
Okay, think about that.
yeah, very important thing, when you guys submit an offer, let your lender know so that they run the full taxes and find out what kind of tax base they're in, so they can make sure that their debt ratios are not gonna be affected too severely.
HOA and all that stuff.
Right, that's very important. And initial disclosures, first thing we send out, as soon as they accept that contract, we'll input it, send out initial disclosures, and we cannot order the appraisal until we get those disclosures signed by the buyer. Those, they gotta be e-signed, and I tell buyers that all the time, you've gotta e-sign these things, so when you sign, get the appraisal ordered and.
Time is of the essence.
Yes, absolutely, and no cash deposits,
Yes.
No cash what?
No cash
no
deposits.
cash, no, doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To still get people with a bag full of cash, here you go.
Oh,
That's it, yeah, it screws everything up.
Yeah, it does, it really does.
So you pretty much gotta tell, no, it's either you pay me all or nothing.
Right,
Cash.
because then you gotta get gift letters.
And
It's
no
just
cash deposits into their account, I had somebody do that the night before closing, his mom gave him 15,000 in cash, it was the ATM pulling money out. It's like, they deposited and almost messed up the closing,
Yeah.
I fixed it.
Dave, thank you guys, appreciate you guys listening.
Thanks a lot.
Dave, appreciate you,
So
man.
pretty much the way you
Okay.
say, hey, I wanna buy a house, okay, I'll be glad to help you out, will you meet me certain day at my office? Contact Dave, talk to
Yes.
Dave, tell me you're
That's
working with me,
exactly
I'll
right.
let him know,
Right.
and then come back to the office after you talk to Dave.
That's exactly
Pretty
right.
much, that should be the smooth one.
Open, you
I mean,
guys.
we're talking about for an attempt of a realistic, good, smooth ride.
Yes, if you want a smooth ride.
Yeah, get them with the lender first, did you
Yeah,
talk,
you guys, don't do it, go ahead.
did you talk to them about running people around without getting? a-
Yeah, we hit that already.
I had that last week, and this lady's coming in from San Diego, and she wanted me to, yeah, she didn't want me to pull a credit report first, and then she wanted to go with the realtor to look at houses, but she wanted me to tell her how much she qualified for, I'm like, I don't even know you. It wouldn't let me pull a credit report.
7 million is what you can afford, go get it.
She wouldn't do it online, she wouldn't do it on the phone, she said, well, I'll come in and do it, and I'll meet you at 3 in the afternoon, and she canceled because she wanted to go have lunch, so. Yeah, there you go. But the realtor was driving around all over Vegas.
That's not ready, willing, and able,
Right,
okay?
right, yeah, so anyway, good luck, guys.
All right, Dave, thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
why if you see, my email address is long, so I wanna see how much commitment people have. If they're willing to write a long email, then they're willing to do business with me.
I like it. All right, so let's get going. So consultation, buyer's rep agreement, that's your buyer's broker agreement. Please, everybody, do not work with a buyer who will not sign one, period. And guys, it's gonna come down the pipe. Probably, I think LVR is gonna be trying to make it a requirement, because it's very powerful.
You see the majority of states, anyway.
That's right, and like Minnesota, it's required. You don't work with a buyer, they sign a buyer's rep, which we should all be doing.
I'm surprised it wasn't a requirement.
So am I, and the thing is, you
To this
guys,
day, very career realtors are surprised that it's not happening.
Yeah.
and the thing is guys, why would you take a listing without a listing agreement? Never. So why are you working with a buyer who doesn't commit to you?
Right.
I mean, guys, that's the most, we went over last week. So
No, last week, no,
make sure they understand how the showings are gonna go, because here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna get a call, hey Jeff, I see it on Zillow, there's a house on Banana Street. Let's go see it in 5 minutes. Let me look it up. Oh, by the way, the house sold 2 years ago. Or, I'm sorry, you're not my only client, I have clients coming in right now, and I can't show it until tomorrow. Well, you either gonna show it to me there or you get somebody else. Good, go get somebody else. You guys, if we don't know our own value, if we don't care about our own time, they don't care about it either. That's why when they call a realtor and they drop everything and race out the door, that's when they know they got you, because you don't care about your own time. And you guys, I used to tell them, even when I had time, I don't have time today. I'm not jumping through my neck. Call your doctor's office and tell them to be in 20 minutes and see what they say. We can't see you until December. And what do? Hey, I want to see a house in Banana Street. We go tearing off. Don't do that. Make sure they understand how it looks. What do we know this? 49% of the homes are vacant. So Mr. Buyer, right now, 49% of the market is vacant. We can see it like that. But the homes that have somebody living in it, they might want 24 to 36 hours before we can see it, or 72. So please don't call me up and say, I want to see a house right now because it might not be available, right? And then you work your schedule. Don't work their schedule, right? I mean, guys, I see it all the time. They drop everything and run. Hey, Jeff, I want to see 12 homes on Saturday. I'm sorry, I can't shoot it.
SOL.
Yeah, that's it. I can't show you 12 homes, sorry, it's not gonna work. So you need to make sure you guys don't fall in that trap, because it happens all the time. And trust me, guys, once you lose your value, that you don't care about your time, then that's where you're screwed. Showings arranged, properties considered, showings arranged, offer made and negotiated. You guys, when you're showing a property, make sure if you want to show as few properties as possible, here's the way you're gonna do it. Okay, Mr. Seller, Mr. Buyer, I'm sorry, what's your criteria? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, Mr. Buyer, here's what I've done. I've sent you 25 properties. Review them, pick out the 10 that you like, drive by all 10, and then you tell me which 5 you want to look at. Okay, but what do we do? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start at 8 o'clock. We're gonna see all 25 homes today. And then you know what happens on house number 3? Dude, I'm burned out, man. I'm tired. I can't see any more houses. And you're like, I had my whole day planned. I'm not going with my family to the park because I was going to show you all these homes today. And we only see 3. Yeah, but I'm just tired. That's why. Don't get in the habit of showing more. I would show no more than 3 homes, but make sure you're doing something similar to that. Here's the homes, and you got to make sure you tell them. Drive by them. Don't just say look at them. Tell me which ones. Drive by those 10s, and then you tell me next week which 5 you want to look at. We'll do 3 one day and 2 the next day. Because guys, if you want to show 4,500 homes, go for it. If you want to sell homes, is what I do. I'm not showing them 4,500 homes. If I'm showing somebody 45 homes, we have a big problem. Okay, and I'm going to say, come in, let's sit down. Let's have a come to Jesus meeting. What the hell is going on? Why aren't we picking a house out yet? I've shown you 35 homes, 20 homes, 70, whatever the number is. What's going on? And then you have to make a decision if you want to work on it. How do we get paid? Successful close of escrow. Not showing. Okay, not running around in a car, not buying them lunch. Here's a promise to you guys. When you have clients in your car and it's lunchtime and you stop and get lunch, guess what they do?
They get lazy.
No. The bill comes. I don't pay the check, let's get out of here. You're buying lunch every time. So please don't do that because they will take advantage of you. My job's not here to buy you lunch. My job's here to sell you a home. Let's go buy one. Offer made negotiated, be a strong negotiator. Our negotiation classes out there. Be a negotiator. Don't just give in. But you guys, at the end of the day, you only do so much. So don't fall in that trap. Be a strong negotiator. Offer them, you know, because here's what happens a lot of agents do. Well, the only thing we can do is let's offer them $5,000 more than they're asking. Okay. How about instead of doing that, we offer to pay the $5.10 transfer fee. It's $5.10 per thousand. Generally going to be $1,500 to $2,000. Offer that instead of raising the price. Instead of doing that, offer to reimburse the seller at successful close of escrow for the CIC package. By law, they have to pay it, but you can offer to reimburse them at close of escrow, successful close of escrow, right? The CIC package. You can offer to pay all of the escrow fees, right? But we get it stuck in our mind that the only thing we can do is offer more money. Trust me, when I get an offer as a listing agent, the first thing I look at is see, are they going to pay into the other fees, right? Because that means more to somebody. Listen, I don't need $2,000 more, but if they're going to pay $1,800 on the transfer fee, and they're going to maybe buy their own home warranty, that's a win. But most agents don't do that. They just say, let's raise the price by $5,000. That's not the way to go. Escrow open, buyer's agents, you open escrow. Remember that. You have to open escrow, you call them up, we're under contract, I've got a deal, I'm going to send you over the agreement. And then you open escrow. Your clients are supposed to open escrow within 1 business day. So if you get an offer accepted on Friday, you need to open escrow on Monday. If you open it on Wednesday, you need to open it, are you offering fully executed on Thursday?
Who opens escrow?
Buyer's agents.
The buyers, in this case, us.
You guys, yep. You call it the title company that you guys agreed on. That's in the contract. Hey, Susie, it's Jeff. we just got an accepted offer on the Banana Street house, I'm gonna send you over the purchase agreement. And send over the entire purchase agreement.
Okay, and then in this case, rock title, let's just say we agree on rock title, let's just keep it within the family.
Yep,
Customer says, I wanna buy this house,
yep,
let's just say Dave already did his due diligence.
yep,
So I call, in my case, I guess it'll be Laura.
yep, Laura, yep,
I'm in the summary of it.
yep, yep,
Here's all the paperwork,
yep,
which in the first 3 deal, Laura
Yep.
said that she's gonna walk it through with you.
yep,
Then Laura takes it from there.
yep. She will call your client and say you need a wire fund by tomorrow. Because there's two parts to it.
And then what do you do
One is
after that?
opening and one is paying the EMD.
Okay, so once you pass everything to Laura.
Yep.
When do you have a diligence? When do you have a task after you pass it to Laura?
As soon as you pass it to Laura, she's gonna reach out to your client and say, okay, Mr. Johnson, you need to wire $5,000 in earnest money deposit right now.
Done.
And you get that. Then, now you're done with escrow. Now you talk to your buyer, you say, okay, Mr. Buyer, we have 10 days of due diligence. That's when we do our inspection. And you say, here's 3 inspection companies, pick the one that you want. And call them and organize it. Now, you can help them as well, and then you call whoever the inspection company is, Win Inspection. Hey, we got a place on Banana Street, we need to get an inspection as soon as possible, and say, when can you do it? Well, I'm looking at my calendar, today's Wednesday, I can do it on Friday at 8 o'clock. Great, hold that position for me, then you reach out to the listing agent. I've got it scheduled for Friday at 8 o'clock, is that something your seller can do? Yep, go do it. They're gonna wanna get a hold, the inspection company's gonna wanna get a hold of your buyer, because they want them to pay for it. Here's their number, that's why I try to tell them that, I wanna organize it, because I'm gonna call the seller, the agent, and find out time and place and all that. So I would just call them and then say, okay, here's my client's phone number, Bob, Jim from Inspection House is gonna call you. Pay him the $450, whatever the number is, and then you organize it from there. And then once the inspection's done, now remember, there's 10 days. Your 10 days, you have 10 days to get out of the deal for any reason. 15 days, 10, 15, whatever it is. So I tell you as buyer's agent, for 15 days, as a listing agent, I'm gonna counter that to 10. And then, so day 2, we've got the inspection done. Now we get the inspection report back. Mr. Buyer, what would you like repaired? And don't let them say everything. You say, listen, the most important, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, water, that stuff. Not the chip tile in the kitchen, okay? Not the screen missing in the back bedroom door, window, okay? It's the major functions of the house, right? And then say, which one do you want to get fixed? Because I've had to say that, all of it. No, we're not asking for all of it. If you want to buy a new house, let's go buy a new house. Right? And then you send that off to the agent gets it to the seller says, I'll fix that, I won't fix this, I'll fix that. Then you say, Mr. Buyer, here's what the seller's agreed to fix this, that, this, and then you guys agree or not. And then if they say, nope, I want it all fixed, then you say, okay, the due diligence is expiring in 1 day, we have to make a choice. Do you want the property or do you want to cancel? Because after 10 days, we can't get out for any reason. And remember, guys, the due diligence, you can get out for any reason. I drove through the neighborhood and 3 leaves blew across the street and scared me, and now I don't want to buy the house. Okay, now that's ridiculous, of course, but you can get out for any reason, right? So you can get the inspection back and say, hey, I think they found mold in the sink, we're not interested. And the seller can come back and say, listen, we'll fix it, we'll get it remediated, we'll do whatever we gotta do. No, my buyer's out, cancel, return EMD. So you can do that, but that's that window, that 10-day window. And remember this, you guys, all the contingencies run at the same time. So I'm 10 days into the due diligence, I'm 10 days into the loan contingency. I'm 10 days into the appraisal contingency, right? So make sure you guys don't stop the process. And here's something that I see a lot of, is when agents, you can't get a hold of your buyer. Well, Jeff, I don't know, my buyer went in incognito, he's ghosted me, we're right in the middle of a deal, we're at the repair and nothing. I can't get a hold of him. It's day 9, it's gonna expire tomorrow, and what the agent does is this. All right, I'll just wait till I hear from him. The next day, the due diligence is expired, the buyer calls you and says, hey, I want to get out of the deal. Well, we can't get out of the deal now because your EMD is at jeopardy because you didn't call me back. Well, you're supposed to protect me. You're the professional. So here's the tip. When they do that, and it happens all the time, you don't stop what you're doing. Day 9, if I haven't heard from my seller or my buyer, I'm gonna send over a cancellation form and say, cancel the Banana Street property and return the buyer's EMD. And I'm gonna email it to him. So now, day 11 comes and he decides he wants to cancel. I'm gonna say, listen, I sent it to you to protect you. You didn't do anything with it. Your due diligence is over. So now we either gotta cancel through loan or appraisal, or your $5,000 is at jeopardy. But don't stop the process, you guys. That's what I see agents do all the time. Well, I haven't heard from him, so I didn't do anything. That doesn't stop your process.
So you don't hear anything, you cancel.
That's what
Because
you don't cancel anything. You send it to him to sign the cancel. You don't stop your part. Okay?
Then he didn't sign, it's on him.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Send them a text and say, I sent you a cancellation to your email.
That's exactly right.
You cover your behind.
That's right. That's right. Because if I'm sitting in the division and I got Jan Holly says to me, well, Jeff, when you couldn't get a hold of him, what did you do? Well, I sat on my hands and waited to talk to him. That's not what he's going to want to hear. What did you do, Jeff? Well, as you can see, because I put it in my deal, I sent him over an email with the cancellation. He chose not to sign. All right, Jeff, get out of here. Thanks. Have a good day.
God, we're gonna have to start writing writing journals again.
Yeah.
Like, dear diary on cases.
Yeah.
What we did, this and that.
Absolutely.
Like
You guys.
on pen and paper, and then back it up by the date on your phone because they
Because-
don't accept the phone.
And I think I've said this to you guys. Remember this,
Scary
you
enough.
guys. They're your best friends when you're in the middle of a transaction. You and your girlfriend are doing the deal together. You're thicker than thieves. You guys love each other. You screwed up, she hates your guts. You're the worst thing in her life. She has no idea why she's ever friends with you. Has no idea why she picked you as an agent. And you're like, a week ago we were buddies and we were doing all these fun things together. No, you guys, trust me. There is zero loyalty when you're sitting. When something happens and they lose their $5 grand, they're at the division blaming you for every bit of it. And that's why you, like you just said, you got to cover your backside. But I see agents stop and don't do anything. I said, please tell me you sent over cancellation. Well, no, I didn't do anything because I didn't know what to do. You know, I was waiting for him and he didn't get back to me. He was in Ohio and I had never heard from him. So you didn't do anything? Well, no, I'll let the due diligence expire.
Now, does the division take video logs? So instead of just writing on a journal, can I just video log myself doing it?
They might, but the thing is you can't do a video log saying I sent Jeff the addendum. You need to do it
Why
in
not?
writing.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, you need to show it that I emailed him the cancellation, not tell him, yeah, I emailed it to him.
No, but what if I'm video logging and say I'm sending it and I'm recording myself sending.
I would, so I bet you they probably would. I bet you they probably would.
I mean,
It might be easier,
I'll do all that and then every 6 months I'll just delete them all.
right? You know what you could do is like I use my phone, I speak into mine and email myself, but I speak into it because I hate typing it. And I just send that over and I'll do that kind of shit. So it might be something to do. Let's get past this one, you guys, because we're out of time. So this is the most important thing in a way that you guys don't learn anything of what we're talking about is this right here. Ready, willing, and able. You guys, I see more agents waste their time, excuse me, with buyers who aren't ready, willing, and able. They have 2 of them, but you need 3. If you have a 3-legged balcony stool, you took one leg out, what would happen? It would fall over. And your career is going to do the exact same thing. You have got to make sure they're ready, willing, and able. And you have to have that conversation with them. And that's why I like some of these, you go deeper. Ready. Are all parties strongly motivated? I've worked with buyers, husbands and wives. The wife wanted to move, the husband didn't want to move, and he sabotaged the whole thing. I don't like that room. I don't like that house. The yard's too small. It's an ugly color, right? The wife, I love it. The kitchen's awesome. I don't like it, and they sabotage it. And guess what? How do we get paid again? Successful close of escrow. You spend 3 months with these dingbats and you're not getting paid. Think about that. Are all parties strongly motivated? Check for children. This question right here, that's a great one. How long have you been looking for a new home? Well, we've been looking for about 7 years. 7 years? What the hell's happened? Agents are stupid and they don't know what we're looking for. Wow. We're going find out what's really going on, right? I mean, guy, I told you, I had an agent of mine, worked with a guy for 1 year. She had him in contract twice, he canceled within the due diligence, and she said, Jeff, what should I do? I said, put your hand up. She's like, what? I go, do this. Wave bye to the guy. Yeah, but I spent a year and he's gonna buy a house. I don't care. He can buy with somebody else. I don't give a shit. Guys, you're working with a buyer for a year? I got a problem. They're not ready, willing, and able, right? How soon do you have to have a house? Man, I gotta find a house in the next 3 months. Great, let's get started. But they don't do that. So ask them, how long have you been looking? Are you able? Can you move now? Right? You're gonna come across somebody who says, I've got a lease for 8 months. Well, guess what? You can't move now. You're not able to move. Are you willing to break it and pay the 3,000?
They just,
I don't know.
they just repo my car and I lost my job. Do you have that answer or something?
Yeah, that's not able. But ask them that, you guys, can you move now? I mean, I've had that. Oh no, I just signed a lease for a year and I can't move for a year. What are we talking for? Right? Well, I just want to go look at homes because I know you guys don't care about your time anyways. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be hungry about noon, and let's go to the Rio or to Caesar's Palace or somewhere nice, because I like a steak, right? And you're gonna drag them around with a steak. So check for that. Any lease expression. Have you sold a home in the last 30 days? Do you need this? Do you have to sell a home to buy a home? A contingency, right? That happens a lot. I've seen more contingencies in the last 5 years than I've probably seen in the last 25 years. So they're out there, you guys, so make sure you're doing that. Are they willing? Divorcing couples are the funnest. Did anybody do that class at Summerlin last week with the divorce class? I told Ricky who taught it, I said, dude, this should be a class on why to stay married. I mean, dude, the pitfalls of that. And I've worked with divorcing couples. And if they're not on the same page, it's a freaking nightmare. She hates you because he likes you, you like him, thinks she won't cooperate, he won't cooperate. We had one where they're divorcing, the guy's in the house, the husband, the wife's out, they're selling the house, people are coming over, the dog's shitting on the floor and he's leaving. So people are walking in going, what is this? Guess what they do when that happens? And walk right back out. So are you gonna be able to sell the house now? No? How do we get paid again? Successful close of escrow. You guys, I'm telling you, in my opinion, you should be turning more people away to buy homes than ever before because they're not ready, willing, and able. If you want to make money and you want to sell 30, 40 homes and you want to put $700,000 or $800,000 in your pocket, you better be selective and get rid of them quick. You'll hear me say this in other classes I teach, fail quickly. I want to see you fail tonight versus 3 months from now. Fail quickly. Check for name changes, divorce, long-term job, income. If you've got a buyer and he says, I used to be a framer, and now I'm going to go into making coffee. I'm a barista. I was a framer for 12 years. Now I'm going to go be a barista. That's not going to qualify over, right? If I'm a framer and I'm working for Jack's framing shop, then I go to Louis' framing shop. Okay, that's cool. But if I'm going from being a framer to selling coffees, that's not going to fly, right? Make sure if they're going to live, if they're left one job, like you said, they're leaving a job, make sure they're going to the right place, right? Because guys, qualify them quickly. If they're not going to make it, get out of it. Don't drag them around. I see agents do it all the time. Have fun with this. This is kind of a homework assignment for them. They're a must-have. Jeff, I have got to have 3 bedrooms. I've got 3 kids. Great. What's the bonus list? Man, Jeff, if you could give me 3 bedrooms and a den, I'd kiss you on the mouth. What's a knockout? Man, if you could give me 3 bedrooms, a den, and a pool, I'm beside myself, right? Find out what this, have fun with this. Write it down. What do they need, right? Because listen, today you might, we got 2,600 homes on the market. You might be able to find them some of the bonus stuff, right? Especially if they're well qualified. Do you guys know what the average FICO score today is? Blew my freaking mind.
Is it like 550 or so?
732 is the average
sense.
FICO score.
That
And
makes
I
sense.
said, there's no way that's could be true. I Googled it, look it up, 730. It's crazy. I'm thinking like you, 500? 400?
That just makes no sense with everything that's been
That's
going
exactly
on.
what I said.
What did they say? They just hit the
Yeah.
reset button or something?
Somebody Google it real quick. What's the average FICO score in America? I want to say, I think it's 730. So must have, bonus list, knockouts. Write this down. Say, Mr. Meyer, here's a little bit of homework for you. Tell me what you gotta have and listen to them, you guys. Be sure of the correct price range. You guys, and this is not, because I get calls. Jeff, I don't want to work with Susie anymore. Why? What's wrong with Susie? She's great. 714. There it is. Guys, can you believe that?
And by Experian.com, not
Yeah.
by like a mumbo jumbo online,
Yeah.
like Experience.
714. How is that possible? I can't. I'm with you. Because when I did write that, I said 500.
All you see is all these trillions and trillions on credit card debt that
Yeah.
America possesses.
$2 trillion.
But
credit card.
however, it's
8,000 a
714.
person.
So what? Everybody's paying their minimum or something? I don't know.
I have no idea.
They're not defaulting.
Yeah, I was blown away.
Ironically, something wrong is coming out of something that looks good.
Yeah.
So it's.
And there, by the way, there's the car foreclosures are higher than they've ever been right now. People losing their cars. Be sure of the correct price range, because I get the calls, because what happens is they say, I don't like Susie anymore. Was that? Well, because I can afford 400,000 and she's showing me houses at 480. And I can't afford that. And she says she's gonna be able to negotiate it down. Wow, she must really good to be able to force it down to 80,000. That's not the case. What happens is, you guys, is when they can only afford 400 and you're showing them homes that are 450, on average, is a house 450 nicer than a home that's 400? Right? By most measurements, yes. They can't afford the 450. The 400 they don't like anymore. And guess what they say? I'm just gonna keep my house, I'm done, I don't need it. I'm not gonna screw with it, I'm just gonna stay in my house. We're gonna put money in our own house, and now you just lost a deal. So listen, if they're appraised for, if they're approved for 400, I don't have a problem showing 405, 410, because you probably could negotiate some of that down, but don't show them a way above and beyond. That's probably one of the biggest complaints we get in real estate, is they're showing me homes that are not at my price. Be sure of their timing. What is your timing? I mean, you guys, I want to sell homes. We're on a relationship business, okay? But I don't want to work with somebody for 7 years trying to get them a goddamn home. This is why I was a listing agent. So buyer consultation, why should we meet in our office? What time is it? We got a few minutes. 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, we'll go a couple more minutes. Why meet in our office? Safety and security. You guys too, and especially girls, be careful when you're meeting somebody outside the office. Right? Be careful when you're just meeting them at the house. All the guys are getting beat up too. Okay, guys are getting killed. So just be careful, right? When you're going to unlock the door, you know, if the lockbox is on the front door, you know, try to pull aside or she'll watch it behind you. When you get the key out, open the door, step back and say, please go in. Don't walk in first, right? You don't need to walk into the primary bedroom and say, hey, by the way, here, come here, let me show you. The master bedroom's over here in the corner. Yeah, there's a big closet. Let's shut the door and see how dark it is, right? By the way, the primary bedroom's right there. You'll see to the left is the bathroom, right? Be careful on what you're getting into, especially today.
Everything can be construed as sexual harassment.
Well, not only that, but you'd be killed. That's, if you guys seen that, when we do our summit every year, the Beverly Carter Foundation, she was killed in California at an open house. Because she did that right there, showed him in. Come here, let me show you here the primary bedroom. See the dark corner over here? That's the bathroom. Come look at it. And she ended up getting killed over it. So just be professional, and you can also control it. When you're in your office, you guys are doing your presentation, reach out to your manager and say, hey, by the way, tomorrow I've got my buyer coming at 11 o'clock. Would you come in and say hi? Right? I've got my broker, I've got my office staff, I got my OAs, I got my compliance department. We have our lender, we have Rock Title. You're not alone, Mr. Buyer. We're going to get you the home that you're looking for. And we have a whole team behind you, right? How many homes have you sold? I haven't sold any, but I've got a team of professionals behind me, right? So make sure you're doing that. You guys got to go. You got to bounce?
Yeah.
Go for it, dude. Don't worry. I'm in that in a second anyways. So as you guys can see, the thing that's most important for me, you guys, is, and a lot of you guys already know this because I talked a couple weeks ago, I give you real world scenarios of what's going on in the real estate business. I don't go through every page. I think every page is vitally important in this thing. The one thing I will say that I don't agree with, and this is Jeff, this isn't Jeff the broker, this is Jeff, is when we asked for the home, we did the Not that one, it's when we asked to get the buyer's brokerage agreement signed. I think in your book, there's like 12 different paragraphs on how to get it signed. Listen, in order for you to work with me, I have everybody in my agent sign a buyer's brokerage agreement. I mean, my clients. Well, Jeff, I don't like it. I can appreciate that. Please tell me why. Well, because I don't want to be roped into using one realtor. Listen, I can appreciate that. Listen, why don't we do this? Why don't you go use the other agents and we'll move on with our life? Right? I don't need, well, tell me why you don't think it's fun. Listen, you're gonna work with me or not. And if you want to use somebody else, please go use them. Remember, fail quickly. Don't drag somebody around who won't sign that thing. And if they say they won't sign it, they'll feel like it's uncomfortable, it's a contract. Well, listen, all it really is an employment agreement. You agree to use me exclusively. And if you use somebody else, you're gonna pay me. That's it. Well, what if we don't like each other in a month? You can simply get out by sending an email that says I want to get out. We have a cancellation form as well. But you guys, there's 12 paragraphs. You'll see them in your book. I don't need that. You're gonna work with me or not. If you don't want to, I get it. Go use somebody else. Right? Fail
I'll
quick.
give you a referral,
Yeah.
but just not someone I love.
There you go. Send them to Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a great client for you. I love it. You guys, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you.
Have a good one.
Got it. Now, that's all I've got, you guys. I apologize. We had clerical errors and cameras and all that nonsense.
Oh, I'm glad.
But I think you guys should honestly read the material because it's great material. But listen, the most important thing, you guys, is understanding, ready, willing, and able. That's the most important.
That's huge.
Do not waste your time.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this to you last time, in the software sales, they would always say, you need to pick a client that is not going to, it's going to be good business.
Yes.
You're not gonna be spinning your wheels and wasting all the time and effort. Cause for us, we would fly around the country or the world to try to win business, right?
Right.
With global enterprises, and you're wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
To win a $500,000 deal, like, does that make good business? And
Right.
then if they're gonna string you along, now, they're gonna string you along once they are a client.
Yeah.
And make huge demands.
That's
So-
exactly right. Exactly right. Thanks, guys. You guys on TV, I appreciate it. So I apologize for the snafu the whole time.
Are we gonna see you again?
Yeah, I hope you guys learned something, huh?
Are we gonna see you again? This is end with you on.
No, I'm done with this. I don't teach for another couple of weeks. Thank you guys on TV. Appreciate you. Yeah, no, I'm not